game being between the KPA Lady Dockers against the Equity Hawks. Now, this game is brought to you by Okapi Sports Network. My name is Tranel Aaron, and I'm joined in the commentary booth by the one and only Philip Ogada, and we'll be bringing you this game live. Phil, karibu sana.
Thank you very much, Tranel. Indeed, it's been quite an honor to have the two of us taking the viewers through this game. A lot of people have heard about you. They have known you from different networks. And finally, the two voices of Mombasa have been united. And here we are at one of the most contested series in this playoffs, Equity Hawks taking on the KPA Dockers.
Now, a couple of points to note. Equity Hawks, they are the current defending champions. They are going up against an all-time perennial powerhouse in the KPA Dockers. People who have been there for both of these teams. They do not lack in experience. They do not lack in grit, in the energy, as they've both been on the biggest stages that the continent has to offer. So we're expecting a high energy game from both the teams. And I was excited with game 1 and 2. It was a split series. Although the scores in the game 2, there was a huge disparity. I think the Dockers, they found what was working for them.
And before you, ladies and gentlemen, there's a team list for the KPA Dockers. We start number 0, Aminata Samaseku. Number 4, Alima Dumbia. 5, Chantal Kiobe. Number 7, Yvonne Atieno. Number 8, Cynthia Mawero. 10, Rebecca Nkata. 14, Selina Okumu. Number 15, Grace Irebu. 18, Rachel Wandago. 20, Natalie Akinyi. 21, Barbara Diana. And finally, number 33, Vilma Achieng.
Right. And for the Equity Hawks, we have number 4, Melissa Akinyi, the captain. Number 6, Jemima Knight. 7, Deborah Obunga. Elizabeth Okumu, Valerie Kemunto, Didi Were, Betty Kananu, Rita Anyango, Noreen Nyanganyi. And the game is underway with Betty Kananu starting off with a trademark 3, but this time she gets nothing but air. It's going to be interesting to see this matchup as people who have battled over the years.
Indeed, these two storied teams, one of the most highly anticipated games, especially for the women's side, where, to be fair, most of the games are usually blowouts, but between the KPA Dockers and the Equity Hawks, it's always high competitive games as Irebu opens up the scores for this game.
Yes, we have Grace drawing first blood. It's going to be an interesting matchup between Grace and Rita and Yvonne and Val. Liz Okumu with a tough drive. Scoop layup, doesn't get it to go. Rita can't control the rebound. Yvonne comes down with it. Long outlet pass to Aminata. Aminata with the drive. Scoop layup and gets fouled. Oh, the referee calls a travel on the floor. We always say that the referee's decision is final, even though at times the fans say it's the confusion. But whatever the referee calls, we'll go with it.
Indeed, that traveling violation call is one of the most highly called violations in these playoffs. As Equity make their first basket, we see that most players usually don't understand that once the pivot leaves the ground, you cannot step back with it, and that is a violation that is always repeated so many times, even at the highest level in the Premier League, which, to be fair, you should not expect Premier League players not to know that rule at this stage of the game.
Chantal Kiobe controls the rebound. Long outlet pass to Alima. Alima wants to go all the way against Liz. Doesn't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Yvonne. Out to Chantal Kiobe. Chantal Kiobe to Alima. Looking at her options. A pick is set by Yvonne. Alima with the drive. There's nowhere to go and squeezes it in. My goodness.
Strong move by Alima Dumbia there to
oh my God. She squeezed that one in. As Betty Kananu with a strong drive, she loses the handle and picks up a careless foul. I think it's a tendency of many players after you lose it, your first tendency is to want to try and get it back.
For a player of Betty Kananu's pedigree, considering that she fouled out in the previous game, and how important she is to this team, she should be very careful, and she has to make it a point that at least in the first quarter, she has to finish with 1 and if so much, 2 fouls at most.
Yes.
It will be very critical.
For the first quarter, normally you say finishes just with 1 foul.
Yeah.
Yvonne with a tough drive, and the referee waves up the basket and calls an offensive foul on Yvonne. I'm telling you, this is going to be a game of runs, a game of energy, basically in a game of who wants it more. Because both teams have a lot of pride in them and they have a lot to play for. This is a trip to the finals we're talking about. Rita Aluoch putting the spin of kicks out to Kambua. Kambua has nowhere to go, trapped in back to Rita Aluoch. Rita Aluoch from Melissa Kinyi in the corner. And Melissa Kinyi, nothing but net. What a huge three-pointer by the captain, Melissa.
And KPA a bit too careless in their passing. We understand that KPA likes to run the open floor, but they should be careful to connect their passes. Indeed, Equity Hawks is one opponent that you just can't take lightly there. So take the replay. Nice 3-point shot from the corner to put the Hawks ahead by 1 point.
As KPA get a turnover on the inbound. Beautiful pass by Betty. Reverse layup, no good by Rita. Chantal comes down with it, and Kyobe is off to the races. She's quickly put to a halt by the Equity defense as Aminata calls out a play.
They're looking for the 3-point shot now.
Beautiful play, run to perfection, but Chantal Kyobe doesn't get it to drop. But that was a play that was run to perfection.
Right, she got the ball exactly where
Liz
she
with
wanted
a
it.
quick crossover, a finish. There's a battle for the boards. KPA come up with it, and Alima Dubia is off to the races with one person to beat. Knocks off to Grace. Grace doesn't get it to go. Misses at point blank range, and Alima gets the rebound, goes up, and is fouled.
Okumu picks up the foul.
It's going to be interesting to see who the referee calls it on.
I think the
Yes,
referee calls
that's
it on
number
Okumu.
8, Liz Okumu.
Yes.
Liz Okumu comes from a basketball family. Both of her elder twin sisters play basketball, one for Storms. The other sister plays for KPA, Celine Okumu. The brother used to play for Ulinzi, now he plays for the Snipers. So there's just a lot of basketball in that family. As Alima misses the first one, gets the second one to go.
Well, in last year's finals between these two teams, one of the most interesting matchups was between Selena Okumu and the sister. And Selena Okumu, of course, would not let her sister have any chance to beat her, especially on their home floor. But as fate would have it, the Hawks took the trophy home.
But ultimately, Elise went home with a bragging rights. Beautiful play by Equity Hawks. They kept the ball alive, and Betty did not settle for the 3 again. She dug down to the basket and got it to go. Scores a 7-5 favor Equity Hawks. Aminata with a pass out to Alima. Alima gets the pick by Yvonne. Back to Aminata. Aminata with a gorgeous feed inside.
Oh, nice
move. Yvonne is hacked hard. Right now, I'm a bit concerned with Equity's interior fouling because KPA are getting the ball exactly where they want it. That's down below in the post, and they're getting hacked every time.
Well, I think one important thing is for the Hawks to have to do their work early, especially in the post. One thing we see is that Yvonne, for the KPA Dockers, as she sinks the first free throw, she does her work early, gets into position, squares up and asks for the ball. So every time she gets the ball, the Hawks defenders are always late, and the only thing that they can do basically is to foul to stop the play.
Aminata is called for the obstruction foul. She doesn't quite like it, but the referee was in the right position, so I'll go with his judgment for that particular call.
Yes, actually it's a nice call there because Samaseku would not let the Hawks player get by her. You can see Hawks trying to replicate the same play that had Chantal open a 3-point play.
That is one for the bloopers. I hope our media team, please put that on replay.
We'll like a slow replay if you can get that. You can see their luck favors the
Aminata with the step back and sinks the 3. Cold-blooded. Aminata with a beautiful step back. Melissa pushing, driving, scoop layup, doesn't get to go. Big rebound by Rita, misses at point blank range, keeps it alive, still out to Kambua. Kambua with the corner shot, and Kambua with the reply.
Good shot.
Beautiful, beautiful shot by Kambua. Nice job by Rita to keep the play alive. Aminata out to Yvonne. Aminata still with it, thought about it. Grace doesn't think about it, lets it fly, and she's totally off. Alima picks up the miss, misses again at a very close range. Looks for somewhere to go. Step back Jay, and she gets it to sink.
Quite resilient there. Dumbia
She's
staying
locked
with
in.
the ball.
She's locked in.
You know, most you would expect that once she misses it, you know, most players wouldn't fight to get the ball back. But Dumbia stays with it as she tries to force a turnover there by Chantal. And Melissa stays with it. Akumu.
Scoop play up with nowhere to go. Ends up, yes. Outlet pass to Alima. Alima with one person to beat. Teardrop. Oh, I thought that was. I thought that should have been a foul.
It's quite a dangerous fall there by Dumbia.
I thought that should have been a foul. I thought that the defender slid into position late.
But it's the playoffs, Chanel.
Yes,
so
it's the playoffs.
we should expect a lot of physical plays and
Maybe.
referees looking the other way. It's
Well,
the playoffs.
I hope not. Otherwise, it will turn into a bloodbath.
And the scores are tied 12 apiece. Equity Hawks, KPA Dockers. The Dockers hosting the Hawks on their home floor now in game 3. As Rebu tries another 3-point shot there. She misses.
Ball outlet to Betty Kananu. Driving, forcing, scooping. Doesn't get it to go. Big rebound by Yvonne. Off to Aminata. Aminata pushing. Will she go all the way? Doesn't get to go. Yvonne right there to pick up the pieces. And Yvonne gets it to drop.
Clean up duties for Yvonne there.
Maybe I think she deserves a tender with the municipal council.
We have so much garbage in the streets.
Yeah, I mean, she's just doing clean-up duty.
Yeah, Yvonne there being...
Yeah, you see, but whenever your post player runs the flow, whenever they run in a straight line, good things always happen.
Always, indeed. Good things always happen to those who put more effort. And Yvonne is rewarded by her effort there as she gets the offensive rebounds and her 2 points. The first substitution for the Hawks.
Actually, this is the second.
Sorry.
Jemima Knight earlier on checked in for Kambua, as Val checks in for Liz right now. Maybe Coach Ben feels that he needs some more muscle in the paint because he's being out-rebounded. Chantal with the scoop. Oh, looking for the entry pass, doesn't get to go. Long pass out, and Equity are lucky to come up with the possession. I think Aminata totally mistimed that bounce.
But one thing that I'm picking in this first quarter is that last year's encounter between these two teams in the playoffs, one of the pivotal players was Gracie Rebu, and so far she has been a bit passive, you might say, for her level of play.
Yes, for her standards.
Yes.
But for whatever Grace is being passive with, Alima is totally picking up the slack. But if they are going to proceed, they need more production from Grace.
Surely, because I feel at some point this battle will boil down to the bigs, and that's where these two teams have been doing much of their damage.
Yes.
So if Equity do well to ensure that Irebu remains the way she is, then they will have done their job quite well, because Irebu is one of the better scorers for the KPA Dockers, and she is indeed a very impactful player for this team.
Aminata driving with a wild pass out. It's luckily picked up by Yvonne. Yvonne out to Alima. Alima is asking Melissa, can I have this dance? Nice pick and roll with a shot clock winding down.
Oh,
beautiful footwork. That's what we call a $100 move with a 10-cent finish.
Wow, nice step through there by Yvonne. I can't complete the move as the Hawks turn the ball over on that steal.
Right now, with this being the playoffs, I hope that these turnovers don't come to bite them. They were almost caught napping, but Yvonne decides to pull it out. Looks for the entry pass, doesn't get it to go. Another turnover by KPA. Last few possessions has been the battle of the turnovers. With Jemima Knight attacking, scooping, doesn't get it to go. Yvonne is Oh man, she's like a lady possessed on the boards. Yvonne is playing like a lady possessed. She's going after every shot, every attempt, offensively and defensively.
Indeed, that's the spirit that the Dockers would like to have in these semi-finals. Coming to you live, of course, ladies and gentlemen, this is Okapi Sports Network. We are here at the KPA Gymnasium in Makande as a timeout is called by the Equity technical side.
I think Coach Ben has seen enough and he wants to talk it over with his troops. Man, so far it has been 8 or so minutes of high-octane, intense basketball. One thing that was undeniable and unmistakable was the energy in Game 1 by the Equity. In Game 2, in the fourth quarter, they kind of fizzled out. So it's going to be interesting to see whether they can keep up or whether they can match KPA's energy for 4 quarters.
And for the viewers at home, if you're just hearing the noise, that is the KPA support team coming in with drums. They're just outside the gymnasium, but the sound can be heard from inside here, so no need to worry. That's just the home team supporting their own.
It is a local type of music by a band called Simbaropa. I know people from upcountry have no idea what that is, but anyone from the coast, the moment you mention the Simbaropa, they'll be like, oh, okay.
First free throw is good by Yvonne.
As she calmly gets the first one to sink.
You say Equity should adopt their own Simbaropa type of support. If at all they want to win this series.
Maybe if that was what it would take to do it. Yvonne missed the second one. Beautiful steal by Aminata. She played the passing lane beautifully and she gets the layup to go. She played that passing lane to perfection. Man, that was what we call a bank heist. She stole from Equity.
Yeah, very careless pass there. The vault.
Unnecessary foul by Yvonne.
The vault a bit not too tight for Samaseko. She comes up with a steal there. And KPA Run like to put a lot of pressure on the ball. And that is one of their staples in how they play, actually.
Yes.
A lot of ball pressure, forcing you to turn over on the pass. And for that possession, it has worked out quite well for the Dockers.
Scores are 19-12 favor KPA Dockers. Kambua with the drive. As she gets nothing. Good contest by Cynthia Marrero, also checked in. Oh, Aminata almost caught napping. But Aminata tells Kambua, you cannot steal from a thief. Aminata calls out a play. Has nowhere to go. Driving, dropping. Vilma doesn't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Rita. Off to Betty. Betty with a long outlet pass to Val. And Val misses from point blank range.
And this will come back to bite them now.
Selena Okumu to Aminata in the corner. Wide open three.
Bounces
Beautiful
out.
job by Cynthia. Misses at point blank range again. My God, KPA are missing some really point blank shots. Jemima Knight pulls it out. Kambua to Betty. Betty, she lets Velma fly past and sinks the easy two. Man, Betty and Velma, they cross each other like the SGR at Mtitwande.
How long did you take to memorize that?
Man, this is talent. Spur of the moment.
A nice pass.
Again, another missed basket by KPA, point blank range, this time by Alima. Velma, the long two, doesn't get it to go. Betty Kananu controls the boards, is off to the races. Another long outlet pass to Kambua. Kambua back to Jemima. Wide open three. Nothing but
what a shot.
My beautiful, beautiful transition play by Equity Hawks. That was a beautiful transition play. Wow.
Quite a shot there by
just
Jemima.
like that, they are back in it. Scores are 19-17. Aminata turning. Cynthia not expecting the pass. Controls it, kicks it out to Alima. Alima with a three looking to reply. That's a bit too strong on the iron. Jemima Knight was the rebounds off to the races as we come to the end of the first quarter. My God, that was some nice end-to-end action. I think so far both teams have been matching each other in terms of turnovers. It was like if Equity make a turnover, KPA say, you know what, we can make a better turnover. If Equity miss a basket, KPA they miss a basket also.
Indeed, the game has lived quite to the hype. The KPA Dockers and Equity Hawks matching each other in every facet of the game. But still, KPA managed a narrow lead over the Hawks, 19-17. But again, it's only the first quarter, and so there's a lot of basketball yet to be played. And to take a break, we'll leave you with some of the highlights there. You can see a drive by Kananu and Alima responds down.
We'll be right back with the start of the second quarter. By Cynthia, as Alima couldn't control it, leads to another KPA turnover, and Equity Hawks get possession. Betty Kananu to inbound, high screen, Kambua drives, scoops, gets it to go, and just like that, we are tied. As Natalie Akinyi also has checked in, calls out a play. Vilma one-on-one against Diana Were. Oh, Betty Kananu played that lane to perfection. Val is off to the races. And Equity Hawks start of this quarter with a 4-0 run to take the lead by 2.
Again, you can see the team is now replicating itself. Turnovers on passes by the KPA Dockers, leading to 4 points rather by the Hawks. To very free points, you can say, because when you pass the ball straight into the hands of the opponent and they're going the other direction, it's very difficult now to stop them because momentum is now against you.
As KPA miss yet another basket, point blank under the rim. Val with a scoop layup, doesn't get it to go. Velma with an outlet pass to Natalie. A nice heads up play to Celine, and Celine gets it to go, and just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are tied. Scores are 21 ups. 8:35 left to go in the second quarter. As Kambua calls out a play, hands it off to Jemima. Jemima to the corner to Betty. Betty back to Kambua. Kambua thought about it. A pushing foul on Velma as Diana Were had established position already.
Velma again not doing her work early, so
yes,
leading to that foul. And again, most of the fouls are out of position fouls, as maybe we can call them that, because once the opponent gets position, then it becomes quite difficult to stop them in the interior, especially inside the paint there.
Very true. Ball is at Diana Were. Oh, and I felt KPA bailed her out. She was turning, her body was away from the rim. She had nowhere to go, and KPA bailed her out with a foul.
Indeed.
Well, I hope that she can reward it, because the basketball gods have smiled down on her.
Well, the smiles.
Well, you know,
I think you just jinxed that free throw.
No. I feel part of being given a gift is you have to receive it. Maybe she didn't receive it.
So she's not a good recipient of gifts.
Yeah. Maybe gifts are not her love language.
She comes up empty on the 2 attempts there.
Anyway.
I think Ranelli just jinxed her.
Well, if she wants to blame me for her free throw mishaps, it's okay. I will be her scapegoat. She has enough pressure as it is with the playoffs.
Indeed.
As Natalie gives an inerrant pass to Cynthia Marrero, was look at it, leads to another turnover. Jemima Knight being guarded by Alima, hands it off to Melissa. Melissa looking for options, gets one in Kambua. Kambua asks for a double screen as Kambua looks to go all the way to the rim. Beautiful strip by Natalie. Ball goes out of bounds.
Oh, Natalie there with busy hands,
Yeah.
stripping the ball from
Yes.
Kambua just at the right time as she was going up for the layup, and she forces her to rebound the ball.
Well, you know what they say, hand down, man down.
Yes.
Beautiful contested shot as it leads to an air ball. KPA off to the races. Cynthia Celine looks for an option, gets one in Alima. Alima being guarded by Knight. Then Knight gets planted in a solid screen. Alima with a pull-up jumper, rattles in and out. Equity get possession.
The fast break chance, Val. Oh, nice footwork.
Again, $100 move with a 10-cent finish.
But to get the possession as a consolation prize there.
Well, unfortunately, the only consolation is at the end of the game if you've won or not. You know, and then if the game ends up to be very close and if you lose by half a basket or by 2 points, then you start remembering all the turnovers you made, all the baskets you missed. And it haunts you at night.
It will be a very long night for you if you miss such open chances.
Melissa out to Liz. Liz being guarded out to Didi into Val. Val being guarded by Diana. And either way, the shot clock had expired. They had no awareness of the shot clock in that particular possession. And either way, it came out to be a turnover. As we see Grace Irebu checking in for Cynthia. Let's see if she'll have a more productive second quarter. Right now, KPA need all the scoring that they can get. Natalie calling out a play. Inside to Grace. Grace being guarded by Diana. Oh, cool fadeaway jumper, doesn't get it to drop. As Kambo is off to the races. Looking for help. Gets it in form of Val. Val back to Kambua, sets her feet, thinks about it, decides not to. Ball out to Melissa. Melissa attacking, and she's fouled hard. Send her to the free throw line. She's a very good free throw shooter, by the way.
I think one of my observations is that I'm not sure if it's age that is catching up with Natalia Okomo, because she's quite being beaten on the drives there, and this time round her hands could not bail her out as she tried to go for the strip. So another trip to the free throw line by the Hawks, and we are yet to see how the perimeter defense will hold up against the Hawks, because the Hawks are driving relentlessly to the cup as the first free throw is missed there.
Well, I don't know whether it's age or what it is, but maybe the coach must have agreed with you, because he subbed her in for Chantal as Melissa gets the second one to go. Now, Alima takes over point guard responsibilities. Hands it off to Barbara, looking for her pull-up jump. She gets to the hoop. Man, KPA right now, they have gone on a scoring drought. They can't seem to buy a basket.
Barbara forces up a shot. And a kickball violation by the Hawks. So the Dockers will get to retain the possession there. And again, Irebu posting up creates a lot of good things for the KPA Dockers. She missed on that shot, and the turnaround shots a bit earlier, but those are the types of plays that the Dockers should be seeking to go to, because Irebu attracts a lot of defenders, and if she's aware enough to kick out the ball to the three-point shooters, then the flow will open up for the Dockers and the game will get flowing for them.
And maybe just to add on that, that wasn't a bad shot, because that is her shot. It's a shot we've seen her take countless times, but I guess the basketball rim wasn't too kind to her on that particular one.
Again, they go to the post. You can see there.
The sweeping move doesn't get it to drop. As Melissa is off, looking, searching, cross-court pass to Kambua. Kambua lets it go, nothing but beautiful vision by Melissa Akinyi.
Quite the shot there by Kambua. to sink the three. That's a second 3-point shot, if I
Yes.
remember well,
Yes.
from the same spot.
And something funny, both of the passes were from Melissa.
Yeah, I seem to have a good connection between the two players. So Kumu turns the ball over.
That was an inerrant pass. She threw the ball where her teammate was not.
Samaseku checks in for the Dockers. Samaseku,
Is calling out their play horns.
yeah, I love that
Samaseku
play
looking,
so
probing, baseline. Chantal attacking, has nowhere to go. She's tripped up, and the referee calls a foul on the floor.
Kemuntu a bit too slow to keep up with Kiobe.
That was on number 9. That should be Val Kemuntu, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed, it is her. See there the 3-point shot by Kambua from the corner.
As she picks up her first foul, the table just indicated that is her first foul. Chantal Kiobe to inbound, looking for options, looking, probing, gets one in Barbara Diana. Barbara Diana with a strong move to the rim, and she gets hacked, and the referee calls a foul on the floor, and Melissa quickly acknowledges it.
2 quick fouls by the Hawks. Again, penetration to the paint seems to be the focus for the Dockers, and the Hawks are having trouble keeping them away from the paint on the drives. And if they're not careful, they'll just reach the foul limit much earlier than they expect. Still 5 minutes to play, so there's a lot of time.
So far in the 5 minutes of play, KPA have only managed 1 field goal. That's an interesting point to note. They seem to have gone cold. As Barbara Diana cannot connect, then there's a battle for the ball. Another battle for the ball. Equity come up with it. Kambua wisely holds up and waits for her teammates. Ball out to Betty to Val. Val to Melissa, no hesitation, lets it fly, almost banks it in. Maybe for a minute she thought she was playing for Equity. I mean, she plays for Equity, so definitely she assumed the bank would be open.
I'm not sure if you're trying to be a comedian. Look, basketball commentator there, Simone, puts in the 2 points for KPA, 23-25 the scores there. Daniel, the comedian and commentator.
Kambua with a beautiful show and go, but doesn't get it to go. Outlet pass to Aminata. Aminata has Kiobe at the baseline. Kiobe, a non-shooter. Ooh, a bit too strong there. She gets absolutely nothing. Betty Kananu pushing, finds Kambua. Kambua thinks about it and is hacked hard by Aminata. But that's a wise foul. You know, if you're going to pick one up, make sure it's way before the attempt.
Yeah, quite a strong foul by Samaseku to make sure that she doesn't even get an attempt to throw the ball up. Yvonne there on the replay, scoring her 2 points. And still the fans streaming into the venue.
Scores are 23-25 favor Equity Hawks. This is game 3 of the semi-finals. First game of our double-header right here on Okapi Sports Network. Betty Kananu looks, finds Melissa. Melissa with a running floater, doesn't get it to go, chases down her own rebound. Out to Kambua. Kambua with a careless turnover, and Chantal comes up with it as Kiobe passes it to Aminata. Aminata calls out a play, also the high screen with Yvonne. Drives, looking to kick out, and Gracie Rebu winds up with a wide open shot, which she doesn't get to go. Barbara Diana chases down that rebound, sets her feet, shoots, gets it to go, and it's a 3-point.
Quite.
And just like that, KP are back in it. They lead the game by half a basket.
That's very good ball movement. Samaseku driving to the lane, kicking out. And again, they swing the ball to Irebu, who misses, but Barbara comes up with the rebound and shoots another 3-point shot to redeem her team. A foul is called there.
Grace thought the foul was on the ground, but our referee decides otherwise, and he calls it in the act of shooting. He said she had already gathered the ball, it never went back down. So this sends Melissa to the line for 2 free throws. Of course, Melissa, a veteran of this game, she's been playing for quite a while now, but she doesn't get the first one to go. Melissa at the line for the second free throw, and she swishes it, nothing but net. And ladies and gentlemen, we are tied, 26 apiece.
These two teams keeping it quite close. Samaseko drives strong. And an offensive foul is called on Aminata Samaseko.
She is in total disbelief. Just like that, I think Alima Dumbia is set to replace her as she goes to the bench with. She's still trying to plead her case to the referee.
Samaseko is quite irate. She doesn't want to come out of the floor. She's pleading her case. She doesn't believe she fouled out, but the referees have a way of making their calls final, so Samaseko has to come out either way.
As you said, the referees, either decision or confusion, it's final.
I think in Samaseko's head, that is the referee's confusion.
Yes. In the referee, he made a decision in his head.
So we live with the results.
Equity Bank to inbound with Melissa. They're running a double screen for Kambua. Gets a free out to Betty. Betty with a cross. Betty driving. Nice dump off to Rita, but she's called for a 3-second violation. As Coach Ben also tries to plead his case with the referee, but the call has already been made.
It's always interesting to see how the coaches' faces turn mean whenever they look at the referees, even though they know that the call is correct.
As Equity Bank just gave Alima a straight line drive all the way to the rim. Man, she walked straight in like as if she was walking to her bedroom. They need to show up that defense.
Yeah, the defense caught sleeping there.
Liz Okumu driving, kicking. Betty Kananu looking for the drive. She runs into a wall called Becky Nkata. As Liz Okumu keeps it alive. Amazing hustle play, but a bit too strong. And KPA come up with the possession. And we have a timeout on the floor. I think Coach Ben has seen enough and he wants to talk to his troops.
And one thing to note is Kwananu has been quite struggling getting her offense going. He's trying to penetrate into the paint, but it seems the KPA Dockers are shutting her down whenever she gets the ball in her hands in a distance that she can be a threat. So the one thing that the Hawks should focus on is trying to get her more open so that she can do her magic and put the Equity in a better position than they currently are in.
Yeah, but I think it's, I think what KPA is doing with Betty is they are running her off the 3-point line, forcing her to drive, and then when she drives, they plant a number of bodies in position to stop her from being effective. We are at 2:22 left. Oh wow. I feel this is play of basketball. If our fans at home could hear the decibels at which that drum is being thumped.
Yes.
Oh man, it's crazy up in here.
I think for the comfort of your ears, I've adjusted the sound so that you cannot be irritated, but it's quite loud inside here as play resumes. They're looking for Rebu in the post.
With a kick out to Yvonne. Yvonne scoop layup doesn't get to go. The balls are controlled by Rita as Melissa is off to the races. She's looking, probing, gets Betty gets Liz at the baseline. Wide open three, nothing but net. If there's one thing that Liz has improved on is her 3-point shot. Because you see, like last season, people were backing down from her, daring her to shoot, and now she's shooting.
And as a guard, if you cannot shoot, then it creates a very big problem, especially for the post players, because now they get doubled by the guy who should be guarding you, because they know that you are not a threat anyway from beyond the arc. So it's quite important for any guard to be able to shoot the ball, especially from beyond the three-point line.
Very true. Chantal Kiobe with a high play to Grace. Grace attacking. Oh, Grace is blocked by Rita with a lot of emotion and intensity. And man, these two have been battling since last season, and it's always fun.
I think there's no love lost between these two ladies.
Absolutely no love lost.
And we like it that way.
Sisi kama fans tunafurahi.
We like it that way for purposes of basketball, of course.
As Yvonne gets it to drop, Betty Kananu pushing the other way, crossing with nowhere to go, and it's a loose ball. And Liz comes up with it. Liz kicks it out to Kambua. Kambua in that same spot with a different result as Alima seems to have sprained her ankle. And on the other side of the court, we have Barbara and Betty Canano exchanging some words. And there was so much happening in that play. Alima seems to have twisted her ankle. We hope and pray that it's nothing serious. If Alima goes down, it could get interesting for KPA.
She's trying to tough it out there, trying perhaps to tighten her shoelaces. See, we'll try to see if she can walk it off.
I think she must have rolled her ankle because, if you've been playing this game for a while, the moment you tighten up your shoelaces, then that's definitely the ankle that has rolled.
Yeah.
As play resumes, Natalie Akinyi checks in. There's Alima with a high-low play. Yvonne kicks it out. Natalie corner three, gets it to go.
What a shot there. And then the inside-out action.
Yes.
Ball to the post inside, kicks it out, and then good things happen at the three-point line.
That is textbook basketball.
Yes, quite simple.
As a coach, that's absolutely lovely. Betty Canano looking, probing, gets Liz. Liz falls, trips. Barbara Diana is off to the races. Will she go all the way?
Canano frustrated. I think that's a frustration foul.
You see, I think that the cameras, they missed it earlier on, but Betty and Barbara, they were exchanging some words on the play that got Alima injured. So, yeah, again, this is playoff. You're like, you know what? I'll take one for the team.
Yeah.
Just to show you. I'm not backing down from you. Yeah.
And it actually, you can say it's yielding the results because Kananu being the star player for the Hawks, she was the MVP in last year's finals. And now, you can't tell if she actually was the MVP because KPA are showing her two bodies every time she gets the ball trying to drive into the lane.
And just a point to note, Yvonne is really doing well on the offensive end. She scored the last two buckets for KPA. I mean, that was prior to the Natalie shot. But right now she has picked up a foul. Oh, and that's her third foul. That's going to be interesting. 12.3 seconds left on the shot clock, if I'm not mistaken, from where we are sitting. That was a very costly foul. You see, because now she goes into the third quarter with 3 fouls. Well, she would have just played good defense and gone in with 2 fouls. As Rita breaks both of them, Gracie Rebu gets the rebound, kicks it out to Natalie.
I'm not sure if they quite know they're running out of time. It's seconds left on the clock.
Oh, time 1, shot clock.
Again, you can tell that they were not aware of the shot clock because it was only 12 seconds left from the free throw attempt there, and they ran out of time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the first half. Wow. If there was one word I would use to describe this game so far, is that it is a grind.
Yes.
Like there's nothing easy, no big leads. People are grinding out here. People are fighting. People are really, as you can see the desire on both teams, how badly they both want it.
Yes, and indeed, the game has been quite close, and the teams exchanging jabs, and 35-29 is quite the scores many would anticipate for quite a game of this magnitude in the semi-finals.
Right, so we will leave you with the highlights of the first half, and then we'll be back a few minutes before tip-off to come and do a halftime analysis and just see and point out some of the things that we saw. Maybe you can drop a comment in the comment section. Tell us where you're watching the game from, and tell us your thoughts on the game so far, and also tell us who you got to win. Maybe our social media manager can set up a poll so we can get to vote and see just what the fans think.
Indeed, that would be a great idea, Chanel, as we head to the break.
All right. Check. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I hope that you have gotten your refreshments and you're well settled. Man, I had to go get some water because the intensity of this game, the size, I mean the sounds coming out of this gymnasium, just crazy. But this is what you want to see in a playoffs game.
And Mombasa being quite the humid city, hot, the water refreshments are quite welcome, indeed.
Sana things that come from the fridge that are cold, as you're seeing some of the 3-point shots from the first half, some of the highlights.
It's been quite a battle here in the first half between these two teams.
I think that you see there the kick out to Melissa in the corner. You see, I think that it has been like both teams have been evenly matched. As you can see them trading buckets all over. And that in football is what we call an own goal. But it still counts.
Yeah.
We have a saying here in Coast.
Yes.
We say, maragwe ni mboga na matumbo ni nyama.
What part of Coast is that?
Coast, Mombasa.
I'll begrudgingly accept what you tell me.
No, people don't only eat ugali with mboga, even they eat ugali and maragwe.
Yes.
So hiyo ni mboga.
Yeah.
Na matumbo inauzwa kwa butchery. So ni nyama. Hawezi pata maragwe kwa butchery unless ni ya Inuti and Sons. Huko kando kuna butchery, kuna hardware. Anyway, back to this game. This to me has been a very good matchup so far. At some point, KPA had the lead, and at some point, Equity Hawks stormed back and it took the lead, took almost a 5-6 point lead. Then KPA ended the quarter with a 6-point lead. So this is going to be very interesting to see in the second half.
And there you can see on your screen the noisemakers that we have been telling you about, the drums getting loud. And they have quietened a bit as we get ready to resume for the third quarter. KPA 35, Equity Hawks 29. Still a quite close game between these two teams.
I love what Equity was doing. They were penetrating, then kicking it out to find their open shooters. KPA have been more focused on the inside play. They've had check. Right. We seem to be we are back on air with the game. Rita kicks it out to Betty. Betty almost fumbles it back to Rita. Nice cut. Nice two-person play between Rita and Betty. A beautiful move, but they don't get it to drop. Oh, and an inerrant pass there by KPA, and Equity get the possession right back. That was an inerrant outlet pass by Grace, and it leads to a turnover. Jemima Knight out to Betty on the wing. Up top to Rita Watch to Val. Val hands it off to Melissa. Melissa thought about it, drives, looking for an option, gets it in Betty. Betty mishandles it, sets her feet, launches, doesn't get it to go. Beautiful box up by Grace, and Yvonne comes back with it. It's going to be interesting to see Yvonne playing with her 3 fouls. Some high action, a handoff. And Natalie gets nothing but air on that particular possession. And outlet pass to Jemima. Jemima skips it back to Melissa. Val sets a screen. Melissa looking for options, gets one in Rita. Rita out to Betty, uses the screen. Beautiful pick and roll play. That is beautiful textbook high school basketball.
Very, indeed, quite good execution by the Hawks there to find the big man on the pick and roll. And we can see the KPA Dockers trying to respond in kind, but Chantal still hasn't quite got the 3-point falling for her. She's looking for it quite desperately, I should say, in this game.
Melissa skip pass to Betty. Betty takes her time, doesn't get it to drop. Today Betty has been a bit off, but you know they say shooters shoot. As Barbara Diana brings it up, looks for options, doesn't gets one in Natalie. Natalie out to Chantal. Chantal gives it inside to Grace. Grace being hounded by Val, but makes easy work out of it with a baseline spin move and an offhand finish.
And again, good things happen for the Dockers once they give the ball to Irebo deep in the paint. That is exactly what the KPA Dockers should be looking forward to do more and more in this game.
Betty Kananu out on the wing, being guarded by Natalie. Almost fumbles it. She does off to the races. Chantal Kiobe ever running. Nice hezzy move. Oh, that was a beautiful move by Chantal Kiobe as she gets it to drop. Scores at 39-31 favor KPA Dockers. And KPA seem to be slowly making their mark on this game. Inerrant pass again, but they get it handed right back. Equity almost turned it over. But Barbara Diana with the extra possession, with the extra hustle, and knocks it out of bounds. Equity retained possession with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Because the ball never clearly changed possession, as Jemima Knight is subbed out and Liz Okumu checks back in. Melissa calling out a sideline out of bounds play. Melissa looking for options, gets one in Liz Okumu. The shot clock is winding down. Betty Kananu launches another one, doesn't get to go. The rebound is controlled by Grace. Grace hands it over to Natalie. Natalie with a quick pass to Diana. Thought about it, hands it back to Natalie. Grace doesn't think about it, lets it fly, doesn't get it to go, and it's a battle of the boards. Equity come up on top with that particular possession.
Still, people are streaming in for this game. KPA fans waving their flags from the sidelines. The flags look brand new. I think they just come straight fresh from the press there. They look quite new, those flags, by the KPA supporters.
And that was a beautiful defensive sequence by KPA as they force a shot clock violation turnover from Equity. Right, KPA to inbound. Natalie calling out a play. Hands it off to Grace, gets it right back. Natalie looking for the entry pass, doesn't get it to go. Kicks it out, Grace, nice head fake, and she's called for a travel. She might have had some choice words, but she kept them to herself. As Liz Okumu brings up the ball, being hounded by Chantal Kiobe. Liz twisting, turning, driving. Oh.
Wow! The forces her way through the paint and quite determined to get her 2 points there.
I don't know what to call that, whether it was a running jump, hook, layup shot, I don't know.
As long as it goes in.
As long as it goes in.
That's all that matters, is the 2 points that matter for the Hawks.
Ball skipped out to Chantal Kiobe. She sees an opening, she drives, she gets fouled. She will go to the charity stripe for 2. Foul is called on number 11, Betty Kananu. That should be her 3rd foul. She really needs to be careful of a foul situation, as she already has 3 fouls, and immediately we see Kambua at the subs table right there to replace her. Chantal Kiobe gets the first one to drop, and at times as a shooter that's all you need. You just need one shot to drop.
Hawks pushing the pace there. Fight for the ball there. KPA trying to take the ball from the hands of the Hawks. Kumu all the way. Gets the 2 points.
Check. Alright, sorry, we're having some difficulty with the sound. I hope it's getting fixed. There seems to be a dispute as the referee points the ball in KPA's favor. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a bit of a technical issue that is being sorted out by our able-bodied technicians, and we are back live and clear. The referees seem to be deliberating about something about the call. Let's see. For me, I find it's always beautiful when referees get together, have a discussion, and then just to make sure that they get the right call. Now the referee has gone over to the scores table to check something out.
A lot of discussions there. The referees trying to sort out the technical issues.
All right. And the ball, KP almost got caught by a shot clock violation as Equity Bank come up with the ball. Eliso Kumu pulls up for the 3, high arcing shot, doesn't get it to go. As Natalie brings it up. Entry pass to Grace. Oh, beautiful jab move. Kicks it out to Yvonne. Yvonne lets it fly, doesn't get it to go. Chantal comes up with it. Chantal flips it up, doesn't get it to go. Rita Loach controls the boards and gives it over to Melissa. Melissa bringing it up as she crosses the court with urgency. Out to Kambua, the wing. Kambua asking for a post, doesn't get it to go.
And the game has slowed down a bit, and now they're seeking to execute more.
Chantal, that maybe wasn't one of the best shots. Her body was going one way, the ball was going the other way. But just like that, she decides that a 3-point shot is easier than a layup. And she knocks that one down.
And before the 3-point shot, you've seen that Kiobe switched on to going more into the paint. And as she went more and more into the paint, and she had chances at the free throw line, now it opened up arms more for the 3-point shot, and you can see that the results has borne fruit on that attempt by the 3-point shot.
That was a bad pass. Oh, and Melissa hits the sideboard twice, gets on rebound, doesn't get it to go. And that board is controlled by Grace. As Natalie, lovely bounce pass. Oh, Yvonne misses at point blank range. My God. Oh, I thought Val got away with a travel right there.
And she looked at the referee sideways.
This is a
and
2-on-1.
the Hawks seem to have lost some
situation.
interest in the game.
And Yvonne gets it to drop. And Coach Ben Oluoch quickly calls a timeout.
Seems their body language showing a bit of lack of interest here by the Equity Hawks.
And they're tied up. Or did he cancel his timeout? I saw him pointing at the scores table for a timeout. Yes, he did. Or no, he didn't.
It's a substitution on Valerie Kemunto.
Yeah, initially I saw him pointing to the scores table to indicate he wanted a timeout, but I guess a substitution would do just well.
I think the substitution was because Kemunto lost the ball on the other end, and at some point failed to run back on defense because she was not pleased with the referee's decision as Natalie tries to force a pass in the interior leading to a turnover.
Yeah. We are back in action. Oh, that was a fight down there for that board. If that foul is on Yvonne, that will be number 4 on her, and we still have a lot of time left in this game. Immediately, Velma goes to the substitute table. Yes, and that foul was on Yvonne. That's number 4 on her.
And Yvonne has been quite instrumental for the Dockers.
Oh yes, she has.
The interior, and that is quite a concerning foul for
Yeah.
KPA. We'll see if they
Today, Yvonne has been KPA's Minister of Interior.
if you put it that way. And indeed, she has lived up to the billing. And Velma has to at least try to replicate what Yvonne is doing.
Yeah. Dana Were with a wild shot. She didn't have her feet set right, and she still tossed it up anyway. She threw a prayer up, and it was not answered.
Yeah, indeed, but
luckily, they retained possession.
Becky Carter also threw the ball out of play, and the Hawks maintained the possession.
And now it's KPA's turn to ask for a timeout. It seems to be, the last 2 minutes has been a battle of the timeouts. Wow. Please drop a comment. Tell us where you're watching us from. Tell us where you're streaming us from. Tell us who you got winning today's game and this series. Yeah, and also don't forget to like, share, subscribe to Okapi Sports Network, as they are the team behind this amazing production. So far this game, no one seems to be wanting to lose. But if you look at the body language from the Equity Bank Hawks, or even the ones on the bench, it's not as engaging as the KPA bench. I think the KPA Dockers, even the bench, the ones who are on the sidelines are more engaged. The Equity Bank Hawks looking a bit dejected. And we still have a whole quarter and change to play.
And indeed, the body language is quite concerning for the Hawks.
Ambua to inbound. It gets it to Liz. Liz entry pass to Diwere. Oh, she must have shuffled the feet. She's called for a travel. Aminata Zamaseku, she brings it up again with that baseline drive, outlet pass. Becky Nkatha automatic, gets it to drop. Becky Nkatha is automatic from the 3. She will not hesitate to let that rip, as KPA take a commanding 14-point lead with a minute and change left in the third quarter. Kambua to Didiwere. Betty Kanano looking, probing. Ball back to Diana. She fumbles. KPA comes up with it. Aminata off to the races. Outlet pass to Celine. Celine looking, probing, flips it up, doesn't get it to go. Vital Watch controls the rebound. Betty Kanano off to Liz Okumu. She brings it up. Out to Kambua. Long pass. Didiwere with absolutely no idea of where she was. She was by herself under the rim. She had no realization of that.
A traveling violation called on Kambua.
She shuffled her feet.
A lost opportunity by the Hawks. And the KPA Dockers are slowly separating themselves from the Hawks. 49-35.
In that particular possession, Didi Were had absolutely no idea where the rim was. Because if she just would have turned to her right, she would have realized that it was just her and the rim all alone.
Indeed, the pressure had mounted, I think, for her. Sometimes you seem to be forgetting where your position is on the floor.
Let me tell you, I do not envy those players.
Indeed.
Oh my God.
The level of pressure inside this gymnasium can only be felt at the maximum by the players.
Grace Urebu, no hesitation. shoots it. Becky Nkata with a huge rebound, but then throws it out and is picked up by Val. Melissa off to the races, being guarded. Closely flips it back. Luckily gets Liz. Val. Oh, she held on that a bit too long. Back to Val. Val step back three. Oh my God. Man, okay, that was a very questionable shooting form. But whatever works, as long as it goes in.
Yeah, man. It seems to be a quite desperate attempt by the Hawks.
Yeah, I think the shot clock was winding down. Aminata again with the baseline drive, as she's been doing all game. Rita Alwatch off to the races. Nice give and go, beautiful play as they get the easy two. Beautiful give and go between Rita and Kambua as the quarter winds down. Scores are 49-37, favor KPA Dockers. At some point, KPA led this quarter by 15. Now they are leading by 12.
And that final play was executed to perfection there. The transition play between the two Hawks players there to get the 2 points to finish up the third quarter. Now we head to the fourth quarter. A lot of pressure on the Hawks as they trail by 12 points here, and the coach has quite a lot to say to his players rather, to try to motivate them and at least get them back and put up a spirited fight in the fourth quarter.
All right, and we will be right back. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back for this fourth and final quarter, the first game of our doubleheader. After this, we have KPA Dockers men versus the Ulinzi Warriors, also in game 3 of the semi-finals. Liz Okumu, with nowhere to go, gets help in the form of Rita out to Val. Val handoff to Melissa. Melissa looking, probing to Jemima. Jemima, Liz, almost loses it, flips it up, doesn't get it to go. Rebound is controlled by Velma. Long outlet pass to Becky as Becky gets the easy layup. Beautiful head awareness by Velma Achien.
And now the tables have turned against the Hawks here as KPA Dockers are getting even more increased support from their home fans, putting more pressure. A lot of energy has been generated from the cheers from the fans here by the home team.
As Rita misses a point-blank layup. Aminata controlling, passing it out. Becky Nkata fumbles it and is called for a travel. And again, if you look at the body language on the KPA bench and the body language at the Equity Hawks bench, it's a tale of two different stories.
Yeah, the Hawks seem to be watered down here. No one is speaking, no one is cheering at the bench.
Jemima sets her feet, gets the three to go off the glass. I told you they play for Equity Bank, so the bank is open for them at whatever time.
Points noted.
Aminata looking, probing, crossover, high screen, looking for an option. Shot clock winding down with 9 seconds. Velma foul line jumper, nothing but net. That shot was smoother than melted butter.
Quite a smooth shot there, and as the NBA 2K fans will say, smooth as silk on the finger roll.
Jemima Knight being hounded, throws it, gets Liz. The foul is called on the ground. Basket will not count as our referee calls the foul on. Wait. Who did he call it? I think it was on Velma. He indicated number 33. Ball is out of bounds. Inbounded to Valerie. Knocked out of play by Velma. And Melissa to inbound again with 12 seconds on the shot clock. We have 8 minutes and 13 seconds left to play in this ball game. 7-point lead. Nice defense by Celine, who got the position established early. Aminata calling out a play. Celine with a jumper, bangs around, doesn't get it to go. It's controlled by Equity. No look pass to Jemima. Beautiful skip
what
move.
a sidestep there.
That was a beautiful skip move by Jemima.
Nice sidestep there to lose Samaseku.
She left her flat-footed.
Yeah, quite a highlight played there by Jemima Knight.
Aminata to Becky. Becky doesn't get it to drop. Melissa pushing, probing as Equity have Jemima with a baseline shot. Oh, rough bang. Grace controls the rebound. Calmly hands it over to Aminata. It's an 11-point game. Aminata looking to control. She's calling out a play. And there she goes again on the baseline. Looking, probing, throwing it out. Becky thought about it. Celine with the drive. Celine gets swatted away emphatically by Rita.
Yeah, that was a statement block there. Tell her, please don't come back again inside here. There's quite a presence.
This is a good sign to see Alima checking back in. You know, it's the playoffs. You always want your best players to play.
Yes, indeed.
We want all the best players available. Yes.
Yeah, the best players play the best basketball, so you always want to watch the best basketball that is available in the country.
Yes. Jemima Knight with a turnover. As Aminata misses a point-blank layup, but somehow they're able to control the possession. Fun fact. Some of these Equity Bank players, they were teammates with the KPA players a couple of years ago when they won the title together.
I think for all the good players in Kenya, at some point, they have made a destination.
For the last 6-7 years,
yeah,
you have to have played for either KPA or Equity.
Yes, at some point. So most of these players were teammates at some point.
With a shot clock winding down, Selena has to hoist it up. Doesn't get it to go. It's an air ball as Equity get possession. They're saying, I mean, if you look back at it from around 2019, KPA, from 2018, KPA and Equity have been dominating with appearances of Z-Tech here and there. And Z-Tech look to have firmly booked their place in the finals, so they're waiting for the win of the series.
And Z-Tech has quite improved this season. They're taking the top spots in the standings, and they have avoided the bigger teams. I really can't call it avoiding because they were not actually ducking the smoke, but that is the benefit of being number one on the standings. You get a smooth sail to the finals, and now Z-Tech having a 2-0 lead over Strathmore will be looking eagerly to see who will make it through this round between the KPA Dockers and the Hawks to face them in the finals, presumably.
As things stand, the KPA, the Dockers have a commanding 11-point lead with 6 minutes and change left. Alima with a strong drive, flips it up. It rattles around, doesn't get it to fall. Valerie out to Jemima Knight. Jemima Knight pushing, probing, looking to do that side step again, and she gets it to go.
Yeah.
She seems to love to go down that left-hand side.
Yeah, same result, same move by Jemima Knight to get an extra 2 points for herself. Dumbia misses on that attempt there. But the Dockers get the ball back. Samaseku with the scoop play up to get the 2 points.
And Aminata Samaseku has a deceptively quick first step. Her first step is so quick, and you would not even think about that she has it.
And even
Melissa looking, driving, how to Betty's her patterned step back three, in and out. Oh man, today Becky can't seem to buy a basket. This with the 3-point no hesitation, doesn't get it to go. This time Cynthia Marrero, former Equity player, joined KPA this season, is fouled hard by Valerie, former KPA player who joined the Equity this season.
A KPA Equity exchange. You can call it. And one undoing for the Equity Hawks is that they're now trying to go for the home runs, hitting 3-point shots. I mean, there's still 5 points left on the 5 minutes rather left on the clock. You can still go for the 2 points, go for the fouls. It's still a long way to go. It's only 11 points. 5 minutes is quite a long time. You can have just cut slowly into the deficit, and if you keep being consistent, then you'll have a chance to win this game at some point.
Yep. All they need to do to get stops, and then they need to convert on the other end. But how possible? Oh, that was a foul on the ground, as Melissa was quick to remind the referee that it's a foul, but yes, but it was on the ground.
Quite a smart foul by Melissa King.
Very smart, as Chantal had gone around her like the Uru Highway roundabout. Right, Chantal to inbound to Barbara Diana. Barbara Diana out to Aminata, hands it over. Strong drive, scoop layup, doesn't get it to go. There's a battle for the boards. KPA come up with it. Cynthia Mayora out to Chantal, wide open, lets it fly. Oh, a bit too strong. Aminata, oh man, she just went up. Oh, I thought there was a lot of contact. Oh, again, I thought there was a lot of contact on that play also. Okay, I don't know what the referees, what their intention is, but those were two strong non-calls, I felt, by the referees, and they just let it play. Melissa brings it up quickly. It's a beautiful reverse layup by Liz. Nice entry pass by Melissa. I think Melissa, after the game, we look at the stats, but she has the most assists from both teams.
She's got great court vision, especially on transition plays, where the Equity Hawks seem to now be converting after they have abandoned their attempts on the 3-point. Samaseku finding an easy time getting to the paint and coming up short. Still, the perimeter defense for the Hawks is lacking a bit. Melissa, wow!
What a basket by Melissa. Her body was facing one way, her hand was facing the other way, the ball was facing the other way, and but it still went in.
And just to go back to what you said, the bank is still open.
The bank is always open for Equity players. Yeah. A beautiful change of direction, but miscontrol. Aminata looking, driving, and she's hacked. This time it's called. Foul on the ground. I believe that was on Liz Okumu. Yes, foul on Liz Okumu. And that is as she picks up her fourth foul with 3 minutes and 7 seconds left on the game shot clock. Barbara Diana out to Aminata. Aminata out to, she hoisted that one in too much of a hurry. The ball caroms around as Alima comes up with it. Oh, tough layup. Is she looking at a scrape on her elbow, or is she flexing her biceps? Oh, I think she was looking at a scrape on her elbow. Yeah. It's a scrape on her elbow.
It depends on the angle you looked at it from.
I mean, if it was me, I would be flexing my biceps, or lack thereof.
Sometimes it's good to be humble. I think she's trying to be humble. She was just looking to see if she had picked up a scratch from that play.
She gets the second one to drop. A substitution on the floor. Cynthia Marrero checks out, and Grace Irebu checks back in. Scores are 58-48 with 2:57 left on the shot clock. Liz Okumu being hounded by Alima, who stands her ground. Liz trying to squeeze her way out. Gets Melissa wide open three. Doesn't get it to go. Rebound is controlled by Barbara Diana. Out to Aminata as she looks to set up her offense. She goes. If you notice something, Aminata loves going to either side of the court. Oh, nothing but net by Alima, and she gives a salute to the crowd. And the crowd respond in kind.
She's slowly turning to a crowd favorite for the Dockers here. As a foul is picked up by KPA. Consider the 3-point shot, and that celebration is one for the books by Alima Dumbia.
Who knows, maybe she was saluting the Ulinzi Warrior players who are warming up aside, telling them, hey, this is what's coming for you also.
Well, we'll be here to see what comes out of it, but still quite a celebration by Alima Dumbia there to salute the fans.
You can see Betty Kananu and Barbara Diana still going at it. And then it's the playoffs. You will not be given anything easy. You have to work for everything. And today, Betty Kananu has been given a run for her money.
She has been quite passive today.
Betty Kananu has to flip it up. Foul is called on Chantal Kiobe as Betty Kananu heads to the line. You see, KPA's strategy is working. Run Betty off the 3-point line, force her to become an inside player.
I think she's not quite comfortable driving inside the lane, and perhaps moving forward, Equity should be looking for ways perhaps to free her with more screens when she gets the ball beyond the arc, because KPA are not giving her any chance to attempt an open 3-point shot, and Kananu is quite not comfortable attacking the paint.
Ball is kicked out to Alima into Grace. Grace looking to put some hustle in her muscle. She got Rita on the floor. If I was Grace, I would have jumped into Rita. The moment Rita got her feet off in the air, beautiful head fake by Kambua, scoop layup, hits the bottom of the backboard. Alima is off to the races. It's 1-on-2, but no problem. Oh, she almost gets it to go. Barbara Diana can't complete the cleanup duty. They have missed 3 point-blank shots. Ball is out to Bet Kanan, who skipped over to Jemima Knight, who thought about it into Rita. Liz wide open, lets it go, doesn't get it to fall. Rebound is chased down by Kambua. Out to Betty. Betty against Aminata. She's hacked and she goes straight back to the line. Man. Betty has spent quite a bit of time at the free throw line.
Now, with only a minute and some change left, I think it's safe to say that the KPA Dockers have secured game 3 of these playoffs.
If you were head coach of the Equity, what were some of the things that you would focus on as you're preparing your team for game 4 tomorrow?
Well, one thing I'd focus on if I was Coach Benson Oloch, I'll try to get my post players more involved in the action and space out my shooters, because earlier on the first half we saw that Kambua was having much success beyond the 3-point line, and for some reason now they seem to not be having enough chances to go back to where they have had most of their success from. So that would be one key area that the Equity Hawks should focus on as they regroup for the coming games.
Okay, that's an interesting take. If I was the coach from KPA, I would not adjust anything from my defense, because so far the defense has been working. The thing is to try and chase the shooters off the line, force them to drive, then collapse your defense, and then you live with the outcome. And so far they have done that really well. as the timeout on the floor is called. It was called by KPA, and we go back for the remaining minute and 5 seconds of this highly contested game 3. It is now a 9-point game. With a minute and 5 seconds, that's actually a 3-possession game. So anything is possible in basketball. All you need are 3 quick stops, a couple of threes, one free throw, one trip to the free throw line. Hey, this is basketball. We have seen crazier things happen. KPA inbound the ball as they choose to advance it. Ball to Aminata. She calls out a play, kicks it out to Halima. Halima looking, waiting. Halima sees the opening. Shot clock winding down. And Aminata has to hoist one up. I think they took too much of time without executing. And now Coach Ben Olwach calls a timeout with 49 seconds left on the game clock. As I said, well, anything is possible. The scores are 51-61. Those are the official scores at the score table. If they can get a quick basket right now and get one stop, they're actually totally back in this game. It's 47 seconds.
Indeed, miracles are possible, but even for miracles to happen, we need strong believers. And at this point, I don't think the Equity Hawks have enough belief to pull themselves out of this hole that they find themselves in. So it will be quite a tall order to actually believe that the Equity Hawks will pull themselves out, despite the fact that we know miracles can happen.
Yeah, well, I would also say never underestimate the heart of a champion. I think the Equity Bank, they dug themselves into this hole in the third quarter because by the end of the first half, it was pretty evenly matched. KPA only had a 6-point lead. Going into the fourth, KPA had a 12-point lead. Right, we are back, 47 seconds to go. Gamboa to inbound, they are running a play. Beautiful play, lovely execution, and Betty doesn't get it to go. Rita there with a clean-up job, and it's an 8-point game. Halima, I thought they would have shown more urgency in trying to pick them up full court. Ooh. That's a foul by Betty Kanano, and I think that will be a 5th. And for the second game in a row, I think she is fouling out. Let's see what they show. Oh, that's a 4th. Then she must have survived with 3 fouls from the first quarter.
Indeed, it would be quite a shame to have Betty Kanano fouling out in back-to-back games, especially at in the playoffs, facing on one of their biggest rivals as Dumbia sinks the free throw there. Dumbia has put quite a performance in this game today, and she has been one of the more dependable players in this series as she goes 2 for 2 from the charity stripe.
Right, another timeout. Hey, this is becoming a battle of the timeouts. Well, I think that both teams, I think KPA have exhausted their timeouts. Because otherwise it would be after every possession, it's a timeout. But there's something, that you normally say that, hey, if I was the coach from the KPA team, my thinking would be, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Halima just sank 2 quick free throws, and they had the opportunity to play defense, get one stop, and then the game would have been practically over. I think Coach Ben has used up his last timeout. Sorry, that's a correction on our end. That was a timeout from Equity Bank. I think they have used up all of their timeouts. As they're coming to inbound, the last set they ran was executed to perfection, just that the shot didn't drop. Let's see what they will get this time. They are running the exact same set this time around. different results. Jemima Knight hoists one up. It's way off. It's the glass. Elias Okumu comes up with it. And it's tapped out of bounds with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Scores are 63-53 with 30 seconds left on the official game clock. Betty Kananu looking as nowhere to go. He gets it back and they get caught with a shot clock violation. It's a little too late. And we have exactly 24.3 seconds left on the shot clock. Alima bringing it up. If I were them, I would just dribble it out, but knowing KPA and Equity with the type of rivalry they've had, every single possession counts. Alima with a step back three, doesn't get to go. Rita with yet another rebound as Betty Kananu, and that brings the game to a close. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings game 3 to a close, and the KPA Dockers have it 63-53. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the second game of our double header. And just also tomorrow we also have a double header lined up for you. Same teams, KPA Dockers ladies versus Equity Hawks game 4, and KPA Dockers men versus Ulinzi game 4. Right now after this, we have the KPA Dockers versus Ulinzi Warriors coming right up.
It's been quite a game between these two teams, Equity Hawks and the KPA Dockers. And as we close off this game and invite you to the next game, we say goodbye from us. Stay tuned as we bring you the next game, KPA Dockers taking on the Ulinzi Warriors right here at the KPA Gymnasium in Makande. Stay tuned.